of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Mayor Delaquila. Director Blah-Pignatello.
Here.
Director of Finance Herwick.
Here.
Councilman at Large Elliott.
Here.
Councilwoman at Large Kelly.
Yes, here.
Councilwoman at Large Stager.
Here.
Ward 1 Councilman Biassiata.
Here.
Ward 2 Councilman Martin.
Here.
Ward 3 Councilman Snitsky.
Present.
Ward 4 Councilman Greenwald.
Here.
Director of Public Service and Properties Johnson. Building Commissioner Hoot.
Here.
Engineer Collins.
Here.
If there's no division in the question, I'd like to move to excuse Mayor Delaquila and Director Johnson. They're both ill today. Do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Kelly.
Yes.
Elliott.
Yes.
Stager.
Yes.
Greenwald.
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Martin.
Yes.
Biassiata.
Yes. The director and the mayor have been excused. I'm going to make a motion to amend our agenda and make item number 2, communications, petitions, and claims.
Second.
Roll call.
Kelly.
Yes.
Elliott.
Yes.
Stager.
Yes.
Greenwald.
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Martin.
Yes.
Biassiata.
Yes. All right. Well, we have a communication from the fire department and Parma Hospital today. Will a representative please approach the podium?
Good evening. Thank you, council members, for allowing us time on the agenda this evening. My name is Joe Toth. I'm the manager of the EMS Institute at Parma Medical Center. And with me tonight, we have Meg Azudu, our chest pain coordinator, and Dr. Modi, cardiologist. UH Parma is a strong economic partner. The hospital has been in the community for 58 years, employing over 1,300 employees. We are proud of our partnership and collaborations with the City of Seven Hills for these past 58 years as part of our founding community. UH Parma has achieved the following designations, and I recognitions, and I mention this because it's in part due to our strong relationship with the fire department. UH Parma Emergency Department was the first in the state with telestroke program. That is live streaming stroke assessments from the back of the ambulance to the emergency department so the paramedics and physician could treat the patient before they even leave the scene. We're also certified primary stroke center, which ensures we are using the most current clinical practice guidelines and protocols. We're a level 3 adult trauma center, provisional designation. We have CMS 5-star designation. We earned the Stroke Gold Plus Quality Achievement Award, chest pain certification by American College of Cardiology and the American Heart Association, as well as cardiac and pulmonary rehab accreditation. UH Parma is honored to provide medical direction for the Seven Hills Fire Department. Some of the many services and resources we provide monthly education classes to the fire department. We provide advanced cardiac life support, basic life support, pediatric life support, and international trauma life support classes. And we're in the process of scheduling advanced stroke life support classes with the fire department. At this time, I'd like to introduce Dr. Modi, cardiologist, who will discuss the Mission Lifeline Award being presented this evening.
Thank you. Welcome to Seven Hills, Dr. Modi.
Thank you very much. Good evening, and thank you for the opportunity to present this important award. So the Missions Lifeline Award, the Missions Lifeline is an American Heart Association initiative that was designed to advance the concept of system of care when it comes to acute, time-sensitive, life-threatening emergencies involving the cardiovascular system, such as acute heart attacks and strokes. There's an estimated 800,000 first-time heart attacks in this country yearly, and there's 500,000 recurrent heart attacks. Our pre-hospital professionals are very frequently the first individuals to encounter those patients, and therefore the role of the EMS is crucial and cannot be understated in establishing the proper trajectory for that patient's health care and ultimately their outcome. The Mission Lifeline EMS Recognition Award was started in 2014 with the goal of recognizing those communities and departments and their collaborative hospitals that have achieved 4 important metrics. Those metrics are really centered around timely recognition of a problem, obtaining an EKG, appropriate recognition of problems on that EKG with transmission to their collaborating hospitals to allow activation of the STEMI team to provide timely care for a patient with a heart attack. Those metrics have all been met by the Seven Hills Department, so I'd like to present the award to Captains Harry and Lexnar. This is the Missions Lifetime EMS Silver Plus Performance Award.
John, can you get a photo?
Why don't
Here,
you
guys,
guys,
come
why
over
don't you
here
guys,
in front of the flags and the seal, and a couple audience members are going to take some photos. Thank you, UH, and thank you to our firefighters for achieving such an honor. Have a good evening, everyone. Thank you. Thank you.
that was my dad's cardiologist, I never met the guy. Is that right?
Come back next week.
Joe, like I always tell you guys whenever I see you, I hope I never see any of you professionally.
Okay. On with our reading and disposal of the journal. If there's no division of the question, I make a motion to accept the journal as prepared for the minutes of the public hearings held November 23rd, 2015, November 14th, 2016, April 17th, 2018, and the minutes of special council meeting of August 8th, 2016, and the minutes of regular council meetings held January 25th, 2016, February 8th, 2016, February 22nd, 2016, July 11th, 2016, July 25th, 2016, and December 10th, 2018.
I will second the motion.
Roll call.
Kelly?
Yes.
Elliot?
Yes.
Steger?
Yes.
Greenwald?
Yes.
Snitsky?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Biassiata.
Yes, those minutes have been accepted as prepared. Moving on to our regular minutes from council meeting, November 14, 2019.
Mr. President,
Councilwoman.
having read the minutes of the regular meeting of November 14th, 2019, I find no errors or omissions, and I therefore move to accept the minutes as submitted.
Second.
Roll call.
Kelly?
Yes.
Elliot?
Yes.
Steger?
Yes.
Greenwald?
Yes.
Snitsky?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Biassiata.
Yes. Minutes from November 14th have been adopted. Moving on to consent agenda, November 26, 2019.
Mr. President,
Councilman.
if there's no division of the question, I move that we accept the consent agenda for November 26, 2019.
Second.
Roll call.
Kelly?
Yes.
Elliot?
Yes.
Steger?
Yes.
Greenwald?
Yes.
Snitsky?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Biassiata.
Yes. No resolutions of commendation this evening, so we're going to move on to reports of committee, planning, zoning, and economic development.
Mr. President,
Councilman.
previous planning, zoning, and economic development minutes are with the clerk. Our next meeting is December 17th.
Public Works.
Thank you, Mr. President. The most recent meeting of the Public Works Committee was on November 6th. The next one will be on December 2nd. The minutes of the most recent meeting are pending.
Community Services.
Yes, Mr. President. The last meeting was on November 6th. I believe the next meeting is on December 3rd.
Thank you.
Did I make a mistake?
I think so. And those minutes are, the most recent minutes are on file with
Yeah,
the clerk.
Sure did.
Councilman Greenwald, do you want to amend your comments?
Yeah. The next Public Works Committee meeting will be on December 3rd.
Police and Safety.
Thank you, Mr. President. The minutes from the last meeting are pending. The next meeting is going to be held on December 17th.
Parks and Rec.
Thank you, Mr. President. The minutes from the last meeting are on file, and our next meeting is scheduled for December 3rd.
Rules, ordinance, and ethics.
Thank you, Mr. President. Our last meeting was November 6th. The minutes are on file with the clerk, and our next meeting is December 3rd.
Finance, civil service, and personnel. Our last meeting was the 19th. Those meeting minutes are on file with the clerk, and our next will be December 3rd. We have no appointments or confirmations this evening. Do you have any further petitions this evening?
There are none.
There are none. So council's now open to the audience on legislation only. First row, second, last. Moving on to ordinance and resolution. Ordinance number 138, 2019.
Mr. President,
Councilwoman.
I move that we suspend the rules under the charter and read ordinance number 138-2019 by title only for its third and final reading.
I second.
Roll call.
Kelly?
Yes.
Elliott?
Yes.
Stager?
Yes.
Greenwald?
Yes.
Snitsky?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Biassiata.
Yes.
Ordinance 138, 2019, introduced by Mayor Delaquilla and councilpersons Biassiata, Kelly, Elliott, Stager, Martin, Snitsky, and Greenwald. An ordinance authorizing and directing the mayor to enter into a facility partnership agreement on behalf of the city of Seven Hills, Ohio with PureFit for the purpose of providing services to support the PureFit and PureFit Move partner fitness programs.
Mr. President,
Councilwoman.
I move that we pass ordinance number 138-2019.
I second.
Roll call.
Kelly?
Yes.
Elliott?
Yes.
Stager?
Yes.
Greenwald?
Yes.
Snitsky?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Biassiata.
Yes. We'll now have the second reading of ordinance 145.
Ordinance 145, 2019, introduced by Mayor Delaquilla and councilpersons Biassiata, Kelly, Elliott, Stager, Martin, Snitsky, and Greenwald. An ordinance accepting the consortium bid of Ports Petroleum to be the best consortium bid therefore, authorizing and directing the mayor to enter into a 2-year agreement for the purchase of ultra-low sulfur number 2 diesel fuel at 2.2437 per gallon to be used by the service department vehicles, fire department vehicles, and the city hall generator, and authorizing an amount not to exceed $30,000 for said purchase.
Now have the second reading of ordinance 146.
Ordinance 146, 2019, introduced by Mayor Delaquilla and councilpersons Biassiata, Kelly, Elliott, Stager, Martin, Snitsky, and Greenwald. An ordinance authorizing and directing the mayor to enter into an agreement on behalf of the city of Seven Hills, Ohio, with Signal Service Company of Warrensville Heights, Ohio, for the purpose of maintaining the traffic signals throughout the city of Seven Hills for the period covering January 1st, 2020 through December 31st, 2020, and appropriating an amount not to exceed $6,000 for said service.
We'll now have the third reading of ordinance 147, 2019.
Mr. President,
Councilman.
I move that we suspend the rules under the charter and read ordinance 147, 2019 by title only for its third and final reading.
Second.
Roll call.
Kelly?
Yes.
Elliott?
Yes.
Stager?
Yes.
Greenwald?
Yes.
Snitsky?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Biassiata.
Yes.
Ordinance 147, 2019, introduced by Mayor Delaquilla and councilpersons Biassiata, Kelly, Elliott, Stager, Martin, Snitsky, and Greenwald. An ordinance to amend subsection 135.04A, compensation, as contained in section 135.04, compensation for police chief of Chapter 135, Department of Police of Title V, Administrative, of Part 1, Administrative Code of the Codified Ordinances of the City of Seven Hills, Ohio, for the purpose of amending the compensation rate for the police chief.
Do we have further motion?
Mr. President,
Councilman.
I move that we pass ordinance 147, 2019.
Second.
Roll call.
Kelly?
Yes.
Elliott?
Yes.
Stager?
Yes.
Greenwald?
Yes.
Snitsky?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Biassiata.
Yes. Ordinance 148, 2019.
Mr. President,
Councilman.
I move that we suspend the rules under the charter and read ordinance number 148-2019 by title only for its third and final reading.
Second.
Roll call.
Kelly?
Yes.
Elliott?
Yes.
Stager?
Yes.
Greenwald?
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Martin.
Yes.
Biassiata.
Yes.
Ordinance number 148, 2019, introduced by Mayor Delacuilla and councilpersons Biassiata, Kelly, Elliott, Stager, Martin, Snitsky, and Greenwald. An ordinance to amend subsection 135.04B, clothing allowance as contained in section 135.04, compensation for police chief of chapter 135, Department of Police of Title V, Administrative of Part 1, Administrative Code of the Codified Ordinances of the City of Seven Hills, Ohio, for the purpose of amending clothing allowance benefits for the police chief.
Mr. President,
Councilman,
I move that we pass ordinance number 148-2019.
Second.
roll call.
Kelly?
Yes.
Elliott?
Yes.
Stager?
Yes.
Greenwald?
Yes.
Snitsky?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Biassiata.
Yes. We'll move on to amended ordinance 149, 2019.
Mr. President,
Councilwoman.
I move that we suspend the rules under the charter and read amended ordinance number 149-2019 by title only for its third and final reading.
Second.
Roll call.
Kelly?
Yes.
Elliott?
Yes.
Stager?
Yes.
Greenwald?
Yes.
Snitsky?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Biassiata.
Yes.
Amended ordinance number 149, 2019, introduced by Mayor Delacuilla and councilpersons Biassiata, Kelly, Elliott, Stager, Martin, Snitsky, and Greenwald. An ordinance to amend subsection 135.04D, compensation for police chief is contained in section 135.04, compensation for police chief of chapter 135, Department of Police of Title V, Administrative of Part 1, Administrative Code of the Codified Ordinances of the City of Seven Hills, Ohio, for the purpose of amending holiday pay benefits of the police chief.
Mr. President,
Councilwoman.
I move that we pass amended ordinance number 149-2019.
Second.
Roll call.
Kelly?
Yes.
Elliott?
Yes.
Stager?
Yes.
Greenwald?
Yes.
Snitsky?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Biassiata.
Yes. Moving on to ordinance 150, 2019. And that is me. I move that we suspend the rules under the charter and read ordinance 150, 2019 by title only for its third and final reading.
Second.
Roll call.
Kelly?
Yes.
Elliott?
Yes.
Stager?
Yes.
Greenwald?
Yes.
Snitsky?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Biassiata.
Yes.
Ordinance number 150, 2019, introduced by Mayor Delacuilla and councilpersons Biassiata, Kelly, Elliott, Stager, Martin, Snitsky, and Greenwald. An ordinance to amend Chapter 135, Department of Police of Title V, Administrative of Part 1, Administrative Code of the Codified Ordinances of the City of Seven Hills, Ohio, for the purpose of adding new subsection 135.04N, entitled Additional Employment Benefits of the Chief of Police.
I further move that we pass ordinance 150, 2019.
Second.
Roll call.
Kelly?
Yes.
Elliott?
Yes.
Stager?
Yes.
Greenwald?
Yes.
Snitsky?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Biassiata.
Yes. We'll now have the second reading of ordinance 151.
Ordinance number 151, 2019, introduced by Mayor Delacuilla and councilpersons Biassiata, Kelly, Elliott, Stager, Martin, Snitsky, and Greenwald. An ordinance to amend Section 1125.07, Construction Fee Schedule, as contained in Title III, Local Building Provisions of Part 11 Building Code of the Codified Ordinances of the City of Seven Hills, Ohio, for the purpose of modifying Chapter 1125, Plans, Permits, Fees.
Second reading of ordinance 153.
Ordinance number 153, 2019, introduced by Mayor Delacuilla and councilpersons Biassiata, Kelly, Elliott, Stager, Martin, Snitsky, and Greenwald. An ordinance to amend Section 145.01, expenditures for all departments, and amend Section 145.02, advertising for expenditures exceeding $25,000, as contained in Chapter 145, Methods of Purchases of Title V, Administrative of Part 1, Administrative Code of the Codified Ordinances of the City of Seven Hills, Ohio.
Second reading of ordinance 154.
Ordinance number 154, 2019, introduced by Mayor Delaquilla and councilpersons Biassiata, Kelly, Elliott, Stager, Martin, Snitsky, and Greenwald. An ordinance to amend Section 107.04, regularly scheduled meetings of council, and amend Section 107.05, regularly scheduled meetings of committees of council, as contained in Chapter 107, Public Notice and Public Meetings, of Title I, General Provisions of Part 1, Administrative Code of the Codified Ordinances of the City of Seven Hills, Ohio, for the purpose of amending the regularly scheduled meetings of council and regularly scheduled meetings of committees of council commencing January 1st, 2020, and thereafter.
We'll now have the second reading of ordinance 155.
Ordinance number 155, 2019, introduced by Mayor Delaquilla and councilpersons Biassiata, Kelly, Elliott, Stager, Martin, Snitsky, and Greenwald. An ordinance to amend Section 121.09, Rules of Council, Rule 1 Meetings, subsection A. Regular meetings is contained in Section 121.09, the Rules of Council of Chapter 121 Council of Title III Legislative of Part 1 Administrative Code of the Codified Ordinances of the City of Seven Hills, Ohio, for the purpose of amending the meeting schedule.
We'll now have the second reading of ordinance 156.
Ordinance number 156, 2019, introduced by Mayor Delaquilla and councilpersons Biassiata, Biassiata, Elliott, Stager, Martin, Snitsky, and Greenwald. An ordinance to amend Section 107.108B, audience residence of Section 107.08, public meetings decorum, as contained in Chapter 107, Public Notice and Public Meetings of Title I, General Provisions of Part 1 Administrative Code of the Codified Ordinances of the City of Seven Hills, Ohio, for the purpose of amending audience residence participation.
We'll now have the second reading of ordinance 157.
Ordinance number 157, 2019, introduced by Mayor Delaquilla and councilpersons Biassiata, Elliott, Stager, Martin, Snitsky, and Greenwald. An ordinance to amend Section 121.09 Rules of Council, Rule 26, Decorum, subsection B, Audience Residence, as contained in Section 121.09, the Rules of Council, Chapter 121 Council of Title III Legislative of Part 1 Administrative Code of the Codified Ordinances of the City of Seven Hills, Ohio, for the purpose of amending audience residence participation.
We'll now have, moving on to ordinance 158.
Mr. President,
Councilman.
I move that we suspend the rules under the charter and read ordinance number 158-2019 by title only for its first and final reading.
Second?
Roll call.
Kelly?
Yes.
Elliott?
Yes.
Stager?
Yes.
Greenwald?
Yes.
Snitsky?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Biassiata.
Yes.
Ordinance number 158, 2019, introduced by Mayor Delaquilla. Councilpersons Biassiata, Kelly, Elliott, Stager, Martin, Snitsky, and Greenwald. An ordinance authorizing the mayor on behalf of the City of Seven Hills to submit to the Cuyahoga County Fiscal Officer city sanitary and sewer maintenance billings in order for same to be attached to a property and collected with real estate tax bills as permitted in Ohio Revised Code, Section 727.01, power to levy and collect special assessments, methods, and declaring an emergency.
Further motion.
I'd just like to state for the record, I believe that the reason this is on for emergency is so that it can become effective in 2020.
That is correct.
Okay. On that note, I move that we pass ordinance number 158-2019.
Second?
I'd like to further just clarify Councilman Greenwald's comments, which are spot on. Ordinance 158 and 159 are both being asked for an emergency. And the reason for the emergency is we are hoping to get onto the 2020 tax bill our sewer fees. Be easier for our residents. However, we are past the deadline for that. So this is an attempt. We think we have a window. So our original plan, this was going to be for 2021, but we think we have an opportunity maybe to get this done for 2020, and hence why we're moving so quick. Any further comments? Roll call.
Kelly.
Yes.
Elliot.
Yes.
Stager.
Yes.
Greenwald.
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Martin.
Yes.
Biassiata.
Yes. Moving on to ordinance 159.
Mr. President,
Councilwoman.
I move that we suspend the rules under the charter and read ordinance number 159-2019 by title only for its first and final reading.
Second.
Roll call.
Kelly.
Yes.
Elliot.
Yes.
Stager.
Yes.
Greenwald.
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Martin.
Yes.
Biassiata.
Yes.
Ordinance number 159, 2019, introduced by Mayor Delaquila and councilpersons Biassiata, Kelly, Elliott, Stager, Martin, Snitsky, and Greenwald. An ordinance to amend section 729.04, billing and collection, and amend section 729.05, collection of delinquent bills, as contained in chapter 729, sewer rates, of Title III, Public Utilities, of Part 7, Streets and Public Services Code of the Codified Ordinances of the City of Seven Hills, Ohio, for the purpose of revising the collection of sewer maintenance charges and declaring an emergency.
Further motion.
Mr. President,
Councilwoman.
I move that we pass ordinance number 159-2019.
Second.
Roll call.
Kelly.
Yes.
Elliot.
Yes.
Stager.
Yes.
Greenwald.
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Martin.
Yes.
Biassiata.
Yes. Moving on to ordinance 160, 2019. I move that we suspend the rules under the charter and read ordinance 160, 2019 for its first and final reading.
Second.
Just like to state for the record that this is work that's already complete. It was additional to the contract that we passed in February. And this provided outstanding value to the city. We were able to clean, sewer maintenance is the appropriate word, double the amount of feet in 2019 as we did in 2018, due in part to this ordinance. Roll call.
Kelly.
Yes.
Elliot.
Yes.
Stager.
Yes.
Greenwald.
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Martin.
Yes.
Biassiata.
Yes.
Ordinance number 160, 2019, introduced by Mayor Delaquila and councilpersons Biassiata, Kelly, Elliott, Stager, Martin, Snitsky, and Greenwald. An ordinance to appropriate an additional sum of $50,156.82 for change order to ordinance number 24, 2019, passed by council February 25th, 2019, which authorized an initial amount of $46,800 for sewer maintenance and repairs done by the Cuyahoga County Department of Public Works and declaring an emergency.
I further move that we pass ordinance 160, 2019.
Second.
Roll call.
Kelly?
Yes.
Elliott?
Yes.
Stager?
Yes.
Greenwald?
Yes.
Snitsky?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Biassiata.
Yes. Moving on to ordinance 161, 2019.
Mr. President,
Councilman.
I move that we suspend the rules under the charter and read ordinance 161, 2019 by title only for its first and final reading.
Second.
Roll call.
Kelly?
Yes.
Elliott?
Yes.
Stager?
Yes.
Greenwald?
Yes.
Snitsky?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Biassiata.
Yes.
Ordinance number 161, 2019, introduced by Mayor Delaquila and councilpersons Biassiata, Kelly, Elliott, Stager, Martin, Snitsky, and Greenwald. And ordinance to appropriate an additional sum of $13,039.18 for change order to ordinance number 33, 2019, passed by council March 11th, 2019, which authorized an initial amount of $149,996 for professional engineering services in regard to the 2019 City Road Program, said further expenditure necessary due to 5 additional streets being added to the project and declaring an emergency.
Further motion.
Mr. President,
Councilman.
I move that we pass ordinance 161, 2019.
Second, and I'd like to make a comment, please. I want to thank the council for their insight in doing these, what we've been calling the stub ends of these streets in Hemlock Creek. I also want to thank the engineer for getting in there and taking care of it. Nothing worse than having a halfway finished street. And now that these streets have been completely finished, I think it's done the city a lot of good and the residents a lot of good to have it done that way. So thank you very much.
Any further comments? Roll call.
Kelly.
Yes.
Elliott.
Yes.
Stager.
Yes.
Greenwald.
Yes.
Snetsky.
Yes.
Martin.
Yes.
Biassiata.
Yes. Ordinance 161 is passed. Moving on to ordinance 162.
Mr. President,
Councilwoman.
I move that we suspend the rules under the charter and read ordinance number 162-2019 by title only for its first and final reading.
I'll second. Roll call.
Kelly.
Yes.
Elliott.
Yes.
Stager.
Yes.
Greenwald.
Yes.
Snetsky.
Yes.
Martin.
Yes.
Biassiata.
Yes.
Ordinance number 162, 2019, introduced by councilpersons Biassiata, Kelly, Elliott, Stager, Martin, Snitsky, and Greenwald. An ordinance to amend the appropriations of the city of Seven Hills, Ohio for the year ending December 31st, 2019, and declaring an emergency.
Further motion?
Mr. President,
Councilwoman.
I move that we pass ordinance 162-2019.
I'll second. Roll call.
Kelly,
Yes.
Elliott.
Yes.
Stager.
Yes.
Greenwald.
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Martin.
Yes.
Biassiata.
Yes. Moving on to ordinance 163.
Mr. President,
Councilman.
I move that we suspend the rules under the charter and read ordinance number 163-2019 by title only for its first and final reading.
I second.
Roll call.
Kelly.
Yes.
Elliott.
Yes.
Stager.
Yes.
Greenwald.
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Martin.
Yes.
Biassiata.
Yes.
Ordinance number 163, 2019, introduced by councilpersons Biassiata, Kelly, Elliott, Stager, Martin, Snitsky, and Greenwald. An ordinance to make appropriations for the current expenses and other expenditures of the city of Seven Hills, Ohio for the year ending December 31st, 2020, and declaring an emergency.
Further motion?
Mr. President,
Councilman.
I move that we pass ordinance number 163-2019.
I second.
Roll call.
Kelly.
Yes.
Elliott.
Yes.
Stager.
Yes.
Greenwald.
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Martin.
Yes.
Biassiata.
Yes. Moving on to the first reading of ordinance 164, 2019.
Ordinance number 164, 2019, introduced by Mayor Delaquila and councilpersons Biassiata, Kelly, Elliott, Stager, Martin, Snitsky, and Greenwald. An ordinance to repeal section 1101.01 OBOA CABO 1, 2, and 3 Family Dwelling Code as contained in Chapter 1101, Adoption of Codes of Title I Regional Codes of Part 11 Building Code of the Codified Ordinances of the City of Seven Hills.
We'll now have the first reading of ordinance 165.
Ordinance 165, 2019, introduced by Mayor Delaquila and councilpersons Biassiata, Kelly, Elliott, Stager, Martin, Snitsky, and Greenwald. An ordinance to amend section 1143.021 International Property Maintenance Code 2006 edition is contained in Chapter 1143, Exterior Minimum Maintenance Code of Title III, Local Building Provisions of Part 11 Building Code of the Codified Ordinances of the City of Seven Hills for the purpose of referencing the most current edition of the International Property Maintenance Code.
We'll now have the first reading of ordinance 166, 2019.
Ordinance number 166, 2019, introduced by Mayor Delaquila and councilpersons Biassiata, Kelly, Elliott, Stager, Martin, Snitsky, and Greenwald. An ordinance to amend section 963.02B12 storage sheds as contained in section 963.02 accessory buildings or uses of chapter 963. First, residential districts of Title IX, zoning use districts of Part 9 Planning and Zoning Code of the Codified Ordinances of the City of Seven Hills, Ohio, for the purpose of revising the placement of storage sheds.
Now that we've had the first reading of ordinance 166, 2019, we need to move it to the Planning Commission. Therefore, I'm going to make a motion to refer ordinance 166, 2019 to the Planning Commission.
Second?
Roll call.
Kelly?
Yes.
Elliott?
Yes.
Stager?
Yes.
Greenwald?
Yes.
Snitsky?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Biassiata.
Yes, 166 has been referred. Thank you. We'll now have the first reading of ordinance 167.
Ordinance number 167, 2019, introduced by Mayor Delacuilla and councilpersons Biassiata, Kelly, Elliott, Stager, Martin, Snitsky, and Greenwald. An ordinance to amend Section 1101.02, Regional Building Code as contained in Chapter 1101, Adoption of Codes of Title I, Regional Codes of Part 11, Building Code of the Codified Ordinances of the City of Seven Hills, for the purpose of referencing the current edition of the Residential Code of Ohio.
Moving on to ordinance 168, 2019 for its first reading.
Ordinance 168, 2019, introduced by Mayor Delacuilla and councilpersons Biassiata, Kelly, Elliott, Stager, Martin, Snitsky, and Greenwald. An ordinance to repeal Section 1101.024, OBOA, CABO 1, 2, and 3 Family Dwelling Code, as contained in Chapter 1101, Adoption of Codes of Title I, Regional Codes of Part 11 Building Code of the Codified Ordinances of the City of Seven Hills.
Well, now the first reading of ordinance 169, 2019.
Ordinance 169, 2019, introduced by Mayor Delacuilla and councilpersons Biassiata, Kelly, Elliott, Stager, Martin, Snitsky, and Greenwald. An ordinance authorizing and directing the mayor to enter into an annual professional service contract with Phyllis Tomberlane III for the purpose of directing the rookie athletic youth and adult sport programs at the City of Seven Hills Recreation Complex for the period covering January 1st through December 31st, 2020.
We'll now have the first reading of ordinance 170, 2019.
Ordinance number 170, 2019, introduced by Mayor Delacuilla and councilpersons Biassiata, Kelly, Elliott, Stager, Martin, Snitsky, and Greenwald. An ordinance authorizing and directing the mayor to enter into an annual professional service contract with the Etiquette Factory by Ms. Kim LLC for the purpose of providing etiquette classes at the Recreation Center for the period covering January 1st through December 31st, 2020.
We'll now have the first reading of ordinance 171.
Ordinance 171, 2019, introduced by Mayor Delacuilla and councilpersons Biassiata, Kelly, Elliott, Stager, Martin, Snitsky, and Greenwald. An ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement with Coverall North America Incorporated of Valley View, Ohio, for the purpose of providing custodial services for the City of Seven Hills Recreation and Fitness Complex from January 1st through December 31st, 2020, and authorizing an amount not to exceed $19,104 for said service.
We'll now have the first reading of ordinance 172, 2019.
Ordinance number 172, 2019, introduced by Mayor Delacuilla and councilpersons Biassiata, Kelly, Elliott, Stager, Martin, Snitsky, and Greenwald. An ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement with Continental Fire and Security Incorporated of Independence, Ohio, for the purpose of preventative maintenance for the fire and sprinkler alarm systems at the Community Recreation Center for 1 year, commencing January 1st through December 31st, 2020, and authorizing an amount not to exceed $2,402 for said service.
We'll now have the first reading of ordinance 173, 2019.
Ordinance number 173, 2019, introduced by Mayor Delacuilla and councilpersons Biassiata, Kelly, Elliott, Stager, Martin, Snitsky, and Greenwald. An ordinance authorizing and directing the mayor to enter into an agreement on behalf of the City of Seven Hills, Ohio with Daleen M. Pride, an independent governmental affairs consultant, to conduct a 2-year motor vehicle registration audit of certain Ohio Bureau of Motor Vehicles records for and on behalf of Seven Hills, Cuyahoga County, Ohio, from January 1st, 2019 through December 31st, 2020.
We'll now have the first reading of ordinance 174, 2019.
Ordinance 174, 2019, introduced by Mayor Delacuilla and councilpersons Biassiata, Kelly, Elliott, Stager, Martin, Snitsky, and Greenwald. An ordinance authorizing and directing the mayor to enter into an agreement on behalf of the City of Seven Hills, Ohio, with TAC Computer Incorporated of Cleveland, Ohio, to provide annual RMS and hardware support and MDT services and Housing for the Police Department for the period covering January 1st through December 31st, 2020, in an amount not to exceed $7,500 for said service.
Well, now the first reading of ordinance 175, 2019.
Ordinance number 175, 2019, introduced by Mayor Delaquila and councilpersons Biassiata, Kelly, Elliott, Stager, Martin, Snitsky, and Greenwald. An ordinance to amend Chapter 121 Council as contained in Title III Legislative of Part 1 Administrative Code of the Codified Ordinances of the City of Seven Hills, Ohio, for the purpose of repealing Rule Number 7, Caucuses, as contained in Section 121.09 Rules of Council.
Resolution 28,